Caitlin Clark has basically been named the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. Before the season is even over, she destroyed Angel Reese in a recently released poll. Reese, CCC's biggest rival, has been nipping at her heels ever since college. Ever since the two ladies entered the league, many wondered who would win the award, Angel or Caitlin. But from the looks of things, Caitlin Clark has pulled ahead for good, and the WNBA can give her the award now. Get the brooms, folks, we're done. What does this mean for both players, and could this be the start of the WNBA's version of the Bird Magic rivalry? Let's dive into the details. Will Caitlin Clark be Rookie of the Year? From day one, Caitlin Clark has been the clear favorite for Rookie of the Year. As the Indiana Fever's top pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, she wasted no time showing that her college career wasn't a fluke, setting a rookie record in assists, becoming the first rookie with multiple 25 points, 10 assists, 5 rebound games, and the first rookie to record a triple-double.
Clark with her 11th rebound, feeding Mitchell for three.
At the moment, she's averaging over 17 points, 8 assists, and nearly 6 rebounds per game, and leads all rookies in points, steals, and assists. So it's no wonder Caitlin has dominated the odds for Rookie of the Year. What's even more incredible is how Caitlin has leveled up throughout the season. Everyone thought that she would just be a scoring machine, but no, she's actually a leader on the floor, always trying to get her teammates involved, oftentimes too much, which leads to high turnover numbers. Her turnover numbers had led to tons of criticism, but in spite of the criticism, CC has preserved.
Like, we get stops on defense and get to go in transition, I just get excited, and honestly, a lot of my turnovers, that's where they come from, just trying to play exciting basketball in transition. But I mean, I don't know, at times I feel like I can almost overpass because I want to set them up so badly that I almost kind of lose vision of the basket at times, or I'm almost thinking to pass the ball and kind of forget about shooting that at times. But
a recently released report from an 8-panel revealed that if the voters would have to cast their votes right now, they would definitely give Caitlin the award. As Christy Winters-Scott, a basketball analyst for the Mystics and one of the voters, pointed out today, I would say Clark, only because they have one more win overall as a team and have a 2-1 lead head-to-head. So while the official announcement won't drop for some time, the odds are so stacked in Caitlin's favor that it feels like a done deal. Yes, Angel Reese had her run with the Chicago Sky. There's also the double-double streak, but Caitlin's all-around dominance is what seals the deal for all the real WNBA fans.
Great coach, South Carolina, came out and said, well, this is expected of Caitlin Clark. She's supposed to be great. She's not the Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is, because that's a surprise, which to me is wrong, because Angel Reese was the best player on the team that won a national championship in college. It's not like she came out of nowhere. And she's been a really consistent player. But you don't say, well, that person, should LeBron not have won the Rookie of the Year because he was supposed to win it?
But let's get back to Angel Reese for a moment. Despite her impressive stats, Reese hasn't escaped criticism, especially when it comes to allegations of stat padding. The most notable instance occurred during a game against the Atlanta Dream. With the Chicago Sky already locking down the win, Angel Reese was spotted calling for the ball in the final seconds, just needing one more point to keep her double-double streak alive. She got the pass, drew a foul from Tina Charles, and then calmly sank both free throws, securing her 14th consecutive double-double. Now, some might call this a smart move to keep her record intact, but others saw it as a clear attempt to pad her stats.
It was 1,000% stat padding. Now we're in Russell Westbrook territory at this point, because if you watch that clip, it wasn't in the flow of the game, because we know how games end. You're up 7 points, the point guard sprints down the court and realizes, okay, you're going to foul me or not? Nobody fouled, she pulled the ball out, and out of nowhere, Angel Reese sprints down the court, sets up on the low block, and screams for the basketball. So from a betting perspective, that is key.
Reese had already broken the WNBA record for consecutive double-doubles, surpassing Candace Parker's mark, so this moment didn't really add much to her legacy. Instead, it left some folks thinking she was more focused on maintaining her streak than playing the game. This sparked a lot of debate online, with fans and analysts questioning whether Reese's numbers were as authentic as Caitlin Clark's more organic contributions, and the timing couldn't have been more striking. On the same day Reese was securing that controversial double-double, Caitlin Clark put up a historic stat line: 29 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, and 3 blocks. It was a performance that had never been seen before in either the NBA or WNBA. Yes, it's true that Clark's team lost to the Mystics, but her numbers showed her all-around impact on the game. While Reese's focus on her streak has brought some criticism, it's important to remember that in the grand scheme of things, stat padding like this is harmless. But it does shift the conversation away from her overall game and what she brings to the Chicago Sky. This narrative of Reese's stat padding versus Clark's all-around game has only added more fuel to their rivalry, turning their contrasting approaches into a focal point for fans and critics alike. If you've been following female basketball at all, then you know that the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese didn't start in the WNBA dates back to their college days. But if you're not aware of it, let's go through it quickly. Both players were dominant forces in the NCAA, with Clark being the all-time leading scorer in college basketball history and Reese making her mark as a powerful presence on the court. Their matchups were always highly anticipated, with both players often stealing the spotlight. As most rivalries, of course, this one hasn't always been friendly. You've seen the viral clips, you've seen the outrage. Who doesn't remember the "you can't see" main moment between the two? It was too big not to see. During their college years, there were reports of tension and jealousy, particularly from Reese's camp, who felt that Clark received more media attention and accolades. This tension followed them into the WNBA, where their rivalry has only intensified. The two players' contrasting styles, Clark's finesse and playmaking versus Reese's power and rebounding, have made their matchups must-watch events, with fans eagerly debating who the better player truly is. Adding to the intrigue, both players were named All-Stars in their rookie seasons, a rare achievement that highlights their immense talent. Their rivalry isn't just about individual accolades, it's about legacy and who will be remembered as the true standout of their generation. With both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese taking the WNBA by storm, many are wondering if this could be the start of the league's own version of the legendary Bird-Magic rivalry. In the 1980s, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson's rivalry not only defined the NBA, but also played a crucial role in popularizing the sport. Could the same happen for the WNBA with Clark and Reese?
Magic Johnson tweeted the other day about, or just yesterday, I believe, about Angel and Caitlin, and he compared them to himself and Larry Bird. And so, considering the history and Magic and Larry's impact on the NBA, and having someone like that, speak to how Angel and Caitlin are impacting the W in a similar way, what's the significance to that? Do you think there is significance to that?
Well, Magic knows how much I love him. He knows I love him, and I respect what he says, and I stand on what he says.
The ingredients are certainly there: two young, talented players with distinct playing styles and a history of competition dating back to college. If this rivalry continues to grow, it could elevate the entire league, drawing in new fans and increasing the visibility of women's basketball. The potential for back-and-forth battles over individual awards, championships, and even all-star appearances could create a narrative that captivates fans for years to come. Also, the biggest female basketball league in the world could benefit from this rivalry in ways that go beyond the court. Just as Bird and Magic's rivalry sparked debates and divided fans, the Clark-Reese rivalry could become a focal point for discussions about the future of the league, player development, and the evolving dynamics of women's sports. If managed well, this rivalry could serve as a catalyst for growth, bringing more attention and investment to the WNBA. As the WNBA season continues, all eyes will be on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Whether Clark officially receives the Rookie of the Year award or not, the rivalry between these two is far from over. Could this be the start of a Bird-Magic rivalry for the WNBA? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: this is just the beginning of what promises to be a thrilling competition between two of the league's brightest stars.